morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Almost forgot that. Now, I was going to say that I was looking at our Texas mug here, and I got a comment from one of the viewers who had mentioned that the Texas had been out of the water for 100 days or something, and it hasn't pancaked down yet. I thought that was cute. Yeah, that was okay. Anyway, what I plan to do here today is I want to paint the smaller parts that are going to go on this that aren't already painted. Mainly these little brackets that I should have painted yesterday when I had the spray hooked up. But I was thinking, now how can I do that? Because when I paint something small that has a lot of detail, you lose that detail. Even though this XF paint seems to have really good shrink wrapping ability, you still lose. It's not the same as when you use the airbrush. Now, what I was thinking of is, well, when I flood the paint on, so to speak, and that's what it looks like when we're zoomed in really close, it looks like I'm really flooding it on. And I guess, comparatively speaking, yes, I am. But I was thinking, what if I was to take one of Gabe's swabs, and after I paint it, just carefully go in where it looks extra thick or extra heavy before it has a chance to start drying, of course, and quickly absorb the excess. I've never done that before. I know that I have sometimes taken my little brush and I've got as much paint off it as I reasonably can, and then I've sort of used the brush to absorb, but I can't remember how well that worked. But I just wanted to give that a whirl here. We'll do it on those two little parts that we're going to paint. I do believe they are the only thing that have to be painted the 19. Everything else is going to be painted the 66 here. It's a little darker, like the railings. Hang on a second here. There is no way that I'm going to be able to paint these antenna arrays with a brush properly. I'm just wondering if, being as the antenna arrays were also going to be painted, no, we were going to do those in the NATO black, weren't we? So that they'd stand right out. So maybe I'm going to have to hook the airbrush up again today. We're getting a little bit of a later start. I slept in until 6:43 this morning when my eyes opened up and I looked at the clock. 6:43, and missed the sunrise. So the camera that I usually have pointed where the sunrise comes up is the one that's on the bird feeder right now, and there's a bird at it. And oh my goodness, I got to get out there today and attend to that bird feeder. It's pretty low. But anyway, the sunrise this morning, it would have been okay, I guess. You can tell by the wide angle camera that it would have been okay. But I'm starting to ramble here. Oh, one more rambling. I did get the e-bike out of the box yesterday, and it's all charged up. It's basically ready to go, but I think I'm going to have to modify the seat. Maybe we'll talk about that later. The seat, even when I have it at its lowest, well, we'll talk about it later. Let's get on here with trying the idea of using Gabe swabs to absorb extra paint. Let's put our macro lens on and get in nice and close and have a good time. Well, here is what's been happening this morning. Well, this afternoon now. Besides the fact that it is now 33.5 degrees Celsius already, I had to get some what we call blood work done or lab work done. So I went and did that. And then when I got home, I had a phone call from somebody on my answering machine. I had to phone the bone scan people and make an appointment. So that's going to happen next Friday, like 10 days or whatever. So that day is going to be messed up. My neighbor wants to move our Monday, Wednesday, Friday coffee break up, so I've got to cut today's episode off shorter than it already is going to be. But I do really think that we can possibly try out Gabe Schwab's idea. Yeah, life is what happens to you while you're making other plans, right? Okay, here we go. Here's our 19. I just shook it up maybe 10 minutes ago. I don't care if it's lumpy now. I'm going to be using a brush. Okay, let's get the macro lens on here and get in nice and close. Okay, now the place that I'm for sure going to want to try and remove most of the excess is right at the top here where this pin is. Because if we enlarge that pin too much, it's not going to fit in the photo etch, right? Okay, here we go. Let's start at the base here and sort of work our way up. Maybe I should be using a different brush here. I'm sure you picked up on the idea that every time there's a bit of a pause, I'm resampling paint here. And I guess you might say fortunately this time, because the paint I'm using is the same color as the plastic. If I miss anywhere, it's not going to show, is it? Okay, we'll get that peg. I think we probably got it all the way around. That was not my stomach gurgling. Okay, it was. Okay. Yeah, I think I got all four sides here. About as good as you can get. Alright, now this one here. I think it's probably enough on my brush to do the last one. Hope I'm not doing the same one twice. I should have numbered these, right? Okay, now we're going to do the top. It's going to get sort of smothered, as we already guessed it was going to. Okay. Now before that has a chance to dry, let's see what's going to happen here. Oh, it's making a mess, isn't it? Yeah, it's making a mess. I'm probably better off. Okay, I think where this might work really good though is on the spotlights. Let's just try it on the side here. Turn it so that you can see it. Maybe it could also be what's happening is that the paint is starting to dry, and consequently we're forming let's call it a skin on the top of the paint. So what's happening is the prickly things in this little swab, which to our fingers feel extremely soft, are probably playing havoc with the skin on the top of this. All right, let's just do the other one. Ooh, that was a lot. Did we do this one? I don't think so. I should have counted. Okay, this time I won't use the swab. I'll just let it shrink. I'm pretty sure that we can get that pin into our photo etch array. Okay. Now, for those of you who are getting all ready to give me a quick comment about how I forgot to put on the second clip, well, I did remember later and I went back and put it on. There we go. Should stay centered more or less. And this time we're going to be using the 66. So let's get the 19 out of here so I don't accidentally use it. And yeah, let's put on our macro lens. Now obviously I can't get the railing where the tweezers are grabbing, but I can get it most everywhere else. Turn it around very carefully here. Come on. I think I'm looking at this thing at too much of an acute angle and I can't get my positioning right. Okay, now just turn this a little bit here. I'll try and smother this. I can't remember if this is the one that has that didn't turn out too good, or if this is the good one. Okay, let's see what we can do here now.
I'm thinking of maybe trying to paint the lens part, which is the photo edge. Let me just take a little bit more here. Turn this around. Okay, yeah, this part here, I was thinking maybe later trying to paint it a brighter color so it would look like glass. But I think, okay, yeah, I think when this dries, it should be okay. That's kind of hard to tell if I've missed any. Just let me check the monitor. Yeah, I'm seeing a tiny little bit of photo etch right. Just underneath this one little. Or is it maybe just a reflection? Whoops. I bumped it out of whack here. It's making it worse instead of better here. Okay, let's just let that dry. We'll put the other one on and see if I can do a better job. Well, I got enough on it that time, didn't I? Paint both sides at the same time. I don't think I'm going to need to sample anymore to do the light, that's for sure. Alright, let's just do the back first. Okay. I do believe it's completely covered here. Let's try and get rid of that blob because I don't think that will shrink. I think that's too big. Maybe that's where one of Gabe's swabs would have worked good. I'm seeing a little bit of photo etch all right there. I don't know how that could be. Or is it just a reflection maybe? No, it's probably just the way the light is hitting it. Okay. All right, let's let that dry, and then we'll look at it a little bit closely. Maybe I can decide what I'm going to do on the front there to make it look like a lens.
Well, another episode where I got very little done on the model ship and a whole lot else done on other stuff. Now, we've run out of time here. I do not have time to go look at the bike, which is in the kitchen. We're going to have to do that in the next episode, which might be this evening if I work at it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I wanted to paint some more of the railings and all kinds of stuff I'd wanted to do. That's life, right? You get to the end of the day and lots of stuff undone. However, I've got to call it quits here. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Or in the next episode.